Platinum sponsor, Alpine Air.
Hello, television family. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life Channel. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is the 4th day of January. Yep, I believe that makes it a Thursday according to my calendar. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Rainy lightly, 36 degrees here in the big city. The mild weather will continue into the weekend. And then finally, for those of you who have been waiting for winter to show up because it hasn't yet, we're going to have some winter type weather towards the weekend. We're certainly going to cool down a little bit, but for the time being, the next 72 hours or so, we're still going to be very mild. We hit 39 yesterday with officially a tenth of an inch of rain at Payne War Memorial Airport. We've gone 10 consecutive days now with our afternoon high temperature being above normal. In fact, for the most part, our overnight lows have been warmer than what our daytime highs are supposed to be. That's going to continue with a cool down and some snow possible. All those details are coming up. There's finally going to be a lot of weather to talk about. The weather's been very benign really all through December and into the new year, but that's going to change. We'll have news. We'll have sports. The Wenatchee Wild took on the team they're chasing in the Western Conference. Prince George leads the Western Conference. Wenatchee is right on their heels. Prince George continues to lead the Western Conference. We'll have highlights, if you will, of Wenatchee Wild hockey when we have sports. And of course, it's Thursday. Pause for pets. Issa the dog needs a home. We'll visit with our friends from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And Dory Foster, my guest this morning, the CEO of the Wenatchee Valley YMCA. Of course, their campaign is going on. They're going to build a brand new YMCA to replace the one that's about 110 years old right down the street from us. We'll get an update from Dory and some pretty exciting news, a partnership between the Wenatchee Valley YMCA and a couple of the local school districts. That's all good stuff. So we got a busy show for you today. Let's not waste any time. Let's take our tour around the valley. And unlike yesterday, I know what cameras we're going to use today. The Wenatchee Heights camera, of course, it's still dark. Once again, sunrise 7:48. That doesn't change. It's been 7:48 for about 10 days, and it'll be at 7:48 for another few days still to come. Sunset is still a little bit later. 8 hours and 35 minutes of daylight now. And we're now at that point where we're going to start gaining about a minute of daylight per day, and all of that will be in the afternoon hours until the sunrise starts getting a little bit earlier and a little bit earlier. So the days are gradually getting longer by about a minute each day. I know it's kind of imperceptible, but that's what it is. Let's check out downtown Wenatchee from the roof of the Cascadian. We have two cameras on the roof of the Cascadian. One points to the south, and that one pointing to the north, up Wenatchee Avenue towards the old station area, Sunny Slope, and the like. And it's a lot more, it's clearer today than it was yesterday. Not nearly as foggy as it was on Wednesday, but there's a nice view there from the roof of the Cascadian. Got to take advantage of that. Put a Sky-Fi tower on top of that when you can. Cougar Ridge, let's head up to the north side of East Wenatchee. And there we go, traffic flowing on the Otabashian Bridge. Traffic is almost always much heavier westbound, as most people, of course, whether you live in Wenatchee or East Wenatchee, work in the Wenatchee side of our valley and up to Sunny Slope, which continues to keep climbing up Birch Mountain. You notice that? Sunny Slope just keeps going farther and farther up the hill. And finally to the Rock Island camera. Looks something like that. A little fuzzy, but then again, so am I. There's the hamlet of Rock Island, and on the other side of the river is Malaga from our camera. That is way up high. That's on a ridge way up above Rock Island. That's how we can get these spectacular views. Good morning to our friends in Rock Island. Well, between now and the middle of next week, we're going to see 3 different weather disturbances moving through our area. The weakest and mildest of the system is actually going on right now through early tomorrow. That's why we have the light rain and still very mild temperatures. And then over the weekend is system number 2, and then the coolest system with the most chance of snow comes in Sunday night into Tuesday. So again, 3 disturbances. The weak one is going on right now. A slightly stronger and more robust system rolls in tomorrow night and goes through Sunday morning. And then we catch a break on Sunday most of the day. And then system number 3, which is giving us the best chance of back to normal temperatures and snow on the ground. Starts Sunday night and lasts through Tuesday of next week. And your snow totals, this is through tomorrow afternoon for you folks who plan on traveling. The mountain passes could get a little on the goofy side. Doesn't matter if you're traveling east into the Idaho Panhandle and on into Montana, or if you're traveling west to the Puget Sound area, you will be dealing with winter driving conditions with quite a bit of snow on Stevens and on I-90. Not too much on Blewett. The shadows of the Cascades are going to keep Blewett from getting as much snow as Stevens and I-90, but they're all going to get snow. In fact, quite a bit of snow, it looks like, from the National Weather Service. In detail, here we go. We finally have some weather to talk about. Light rain today, some low-lying clouds. The snow level is going to be at about 3,300 feet, by the way. So rain here in the Wenatchee Valley, but not a lot of it. Outside of that, just cloudy and a high near 38, pretty much what we hit yesterday. That's still well above normal. Our normal high is supposed to be 32, and that will be our overnight low tonight under cloudy skies. Friday, partly sunny and a high of 40. This is the second break that the first of the systems will be gone by Friday, so it's not looking too bad actually, with a high of about 40. Snow level Friday night as System 2 comes in, we'll dip down to 2,200 feet. Overnight low of about 32. Slight chance of some light snow Saturday morning. When you get up Saturday morning, the snow level is going to drop down to 1,700 feet, and we have about a 50% chance of precipitation. So there's your demarcation line, 1,700 feet on Saturday. Saturday night, the clouds will be rolling in, and we're finally going to get cold for the overnight low, 27. We'll wrap up the weekend between systems again on Sunday. System 2 will be gone. We'll have sunshine, but cooler temperatures, a high of only 37. And then System 3, and the one that's given us the best chance of back to normal temperatures and valley snow, rolls in Sunday night. So Monday, a rain-snow mix possible, high of 34. Now, we got a 70% chance of precipitation, so something's going to come down on Monday. Monday night, the overnight low will be about 25 with a 40% chance of precipitation, 60% chance of precipitation on Tuesday. Snow level Tuesday, 2,000 feet. Snow level Wednesday, 1,000 feet, but it doesn't look like we're going to have anything coming out. So there you go. We could finally see a little bit of winter, especially the early part of next week. And that is your forecast. When we come back, we'll have the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
In today's environment, risk management assessment is a crucial process for your business. Risk assessment will identify, evaluate, and mitigate hazards. Don't let risk impact your business income, reputation, operations, and your overall success. We can give you peace of mind by transferring your business risks to the insurance providers. Call Stacy at August Edge Insurance today to schedule a risk management assessment for your business.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
This is Grace, and this is her world record-holding guinea pig with an iconic name, Abby.
She currently holds the Guinness World Record for the highest bar jump by a guinea pig. I ride horses and I jump, so I kind of thought it'd be interesting to teach my guinea pig to jump like my horse does.
One day she came out of her room and looked at us, and I said, "Did you get it?" And she said, "Yeah, we got it."
After we won our award, we came to Abby's to celebrate.
Raining lightly, 36 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. Light rain, and I mean light rain, nothing like we really had yesterday. Close to 40 for the afternoon high, and then System 2 rolls in tomorrow, and then System 3, the best chance of snow down here in the valley comes in Sunday night into early next week, but temperatures for the most part well above normal. 10 minutes after the hour, the Wenatchee Rescue Mission is one of the largest providers of services for the homeless population in our valley. Well, they got to rescue itself this week after its 2 sewage pumps failed. The mission provides laundry, showers, food services, and housing for those who don't have any of those things. 1 week before Christmas, the pumps went out, which severely reduced the mission's capacity for service. Well, on Tuesday, the Chelan County Commissioners approved a $20,000 emergency payout from their homeless service funds to help with the repair. The city of Wenatchee chipped in $30,000, and the rescue mission itself was able to raise another $17,000 in donations. The total repair for the sewage pump is expected to cost about $57,000. Several North Central Washington Republican leaders, including lawmakers, have endorsed Nikki Haley for president. The Nikki Haley for President campaign released the list of names for their Washington state leadership team on Tuesday. That team is made up of elected officials, business, and community leaders. Among those endorsing Nikki Haley for president, 13th District Senator Judy Warnick, 12th District Representatives Mike Steele and Keith Gaynor, and 7th District Representative Jacqueline Maycomber. Haley, of course, is one of several GOP nominee hopefuls who are running against former President Donald Trump and others. By the way, the Washington primary election is held on March 12th. Republicans, I believe, will caucus. A mural project planned for Pioneer Park is in need of an artist, or maybe 2 or 3. The city of Wenatchee wants to hire an artist or a team of artists to create murals on all 4 sides of the exterior of the Pioneer Park restroom and the Wenatchee City Pool office. Mural themes could include neighborhood identifiers, aquatics, the apple industry, agriculture, outdoor recreation. But finalists selected will be asked to prepare a proposal for the art so they know what they're getting in advance. The city is asking interested artists from Washington, Idaho, and Oregon to submit evidence of past projects, a resume, and a cover letter that includes a statement of interest in the project. And you submit that to the city's Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services Department. The city is aiming for completion before June 15th, and the submittal deadline is January 25th at 2 o'clock. And for more information, you can visit our website, ncwlife.com. Wenatchee Mayor Mike Poyer made his first visit to the Chelan County Commissioners on Tuesday, kind of a get to know you. He wanted to talk about strategies for his first term in office. The commissioners regularly host leaders of cities within Chelan County. Poyer told the board that with City Administrator Laura Gloria managing daily affairs, he's going to be able to maintain his membership on regional boards that deal with issues that affect the city of Wenatchee.
I'm going to stay on the Rivercom. I think it's important as a region, and I'm picking, of course, stay on Chelan Douglas Transportation Council. And so I really want to look at this as a different level, I guess, capacity. And so I'm going to take on those leadership roles just so you guys know, and then continue my other city council. Most of my other city council spots, I think.
Most of the other boards, yeah. So I think the mayor's taking former mayor's appointments and then some. You know, as he mentioned, with the capacity of adding on the city administrator, it allowed some capacity for the mayor to take on more of the regional boards that maybe some of the council members were doing before, and that the mayor didn't have necessarily the time for. And so those really, when they are those regional decisions, we want to be at an elected official position, but especially at the mayor position. So that frees up Mayor Poyer to be able to do a little bit more of that and be a little bit more involved, including some additional assignments. So a little bit more work for his plate.
Finally, on this Thursday, Rosie Hughes is 10 years old. She began to embroider just to have a good time, and now it's a fundraiser. Her artwork you see there is a fundraiser for SAGE, their food bank. NCW Life caught up with Rosie to check out her art and find out what made somebody so small want to do something so big.
Hello everyone, I'm Casey Safford, and I'm here today with 10-year-old Rosie Hughes, who has been selling embroidery art to raise money for local food banks. Do you remember if you had a hard time with the stitching the first time you did it? Because you said you draw on the fabric and then you stitch, right?
Yeah, I think it was just super hard to just like draw it on the fabric with a pencil. So now I do it with markers.
Do you use a special kind of marker?
Use like one of the Sharpie pens.
Oh, Sharpies are great. You can use those for everything. Do you have a favorite kind of piece that you do? Is there a design you do again and again?
I just do a lot of flowers.
A lot of flowers?
Yeah.
Flowers are really pretty. I bet people love those ones. So you brought some of your art with you today. Tell me what you brought here.
My grandma bought this one. It's just like a bunch of flowers in a pot.
It's really pretty. Your grandma bought this one from you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so sweet. And I love this one. We've got a dinosaur one here. I'll hold this up for everybody. I think that one's my favorite one you brought. It's just super unique. This one looks like a butterfly on a flower.
Yeah.
I'll hold that one up for everybody. That one's really cute. So you made these and you decided to start selling them.
Mm-hmm.
And then what have you been doing with the money from your sales?
I thought, since it's like the best time of the year around Christmas, I wanted everybody to have a good Christmas, so I gave all of it to the food bank.
That's great. Do you remember how much you were able to donate to the food bank?
$160.
That's great. Did it feel really good to know that you were able to drop that off and help a bunch of people around the holiday?
Yeah.
It was kind of a holiday thing, but you said you might do it again next year?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see. I bet you'll be in high demand after this.
And that is the news on this Thursday morning. If you want to be informed about what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington, we think we have what you need, and that's called the news, the NCW Life Evening News with Grant Olson and Eric Granstrom tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on television on the very station you're watching right now, 5, 6, and 10. If that doesn't work for you in your very busy schedule, you can always watch it online. We'll have our news up and running on our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and on our app. And if there's something out there that you think is newsworthy, you get a hold of us. And the best way to go do about that, well, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Sports is around the corner, as is the Obscura holiday for this 4th day of January. We got today in history some celebrity birthdays and an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, a brand new one. You've never seen it because we've never aired it. And Pause for Pets and Dory Foster. It's a busy Thursday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Come see how very different you will feel in your Bullfrog Spa.
The Apple Blossom Top 10 process begins on Monday and Tuesday, January 8th and 9th, right here on the NCW Life channel. Coverage brought to you by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Gold supporter, Town Auto Group, and by Apple Valley Honda, Coldwell Banker Cascade, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista of East Wenatchee, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Watch the Apple Blossom Top 10 here on the NCW Life channel.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Just about 20 minutes after the hour, the Wenatchee Wild came close to tying last night a couple of times. Got within striking distance Wednesday night in the matchup between them and Prince George. Of course, Prince George is number 1 in the Western Conference. The Wild are number 2, but the tying goal they needed never happened. Zach Funk had a hat trick. Unfortunately, Zach plays for Prince George. The Cougars picking up the 6-2 win over the Wild. They extend their lead in the Western Conference standings to 5 points. Here are your highlights.
Lost it on the third one, though. DeZane takes it the other way. 3-on-1 if they really move. Backdoor, one-timer, and a score. Goes to Schroen. Ripped through center. Got that one blocked with Landon Young, trying to get it out of the zone. Could not do it. And in front, the pass from Vallis to Schroem. And the Cougars score to make it 2-0. The stick is Isogai. Thornton with a poke check. Knocks it free. Parizak has his stick lifted. Isogai brings it ahead. Wild looking for a good entry. Wood, wrist shot, top shelf, he scores! Briley Wood! He's got 1 in 5. He's got 1 in 4 straight wins for the Wild. And Wenatchee is on the comeback trail. Another one for the Wild. Briley Wood. Time of the goal, 10:55 of the first period. And the lead for the Cougars down to 2-1. A fantastic entry for the Wild, 2-on-1, and plenty of open space for Briley Wood on that right wing. Puts his chance away and leaves no doubt in the Wild. Cut this one down to a single goal. Briley Wood picked up with Parizak. Gets to the net, backhand, forehand, save, rebound, they score. Waiting to put that second chance away in case it was there was Riley Height. He did put it away. Left wing circle for Wood. Pitches it through, and it goes to Friesen. Back to the near corner. Up top for Swart, he scores! Power play goal! And the Wenatchee Wild have cut this one back to 1. Graham Swart through the crowd, untouched. And Wenatchee's right in this one with a goal on the Dix Heating and Air Conditioning power play. Frazier takes the draw. Cougars win the faceoff. Paul slings one toward the net. It is in as time expires. Funk sends it blue line and ahead. Down the wall for DeZane. Puts this one through. Wild trying to get this one to go the right way here. It's left behind in front of the net. Funk gets to it before G can. Lucas Sherbina. Dumansky plays it in the near corner. One-timer Funk. And catching the worst of it is Wu. It's put in the net, and the Cougars find it and score with Funk.
Prince George beating Wenatchee at home. That is not an easy thing to do. The Wild's homestand continues Saturday. They got the Star Wars night against the Kelowna Rockets. That'll be good. Opening puck drop at the Town Toyota Center scheduled for 6 p.m. Tickets at WenatcheeWild.com. Sticking with hockey, Seattle Kraken, after having a couple of days off, are back in their original arena. Climate Pledge Arena. I think they should play all of their games at T-Mobile Park. Anyway, the Ottawa Senators are in town to take on the Kraken. 7 o'clock tonight. You can watch that on Root Sports Northwest. Men's college basketball, it is now conference season for the Gonzaga men. They have played all non-conference games. That changes tonight. Pepperdine is in the Lilac City to take on Gonzaga, 6 o'clock on Root Plus. Oregon will be at Washington at 6 o'clock on the Pac-12 network, and Oregon State is at Washington State in men's college basketball at 8 o'clock tonight on the Pac-12 network. And the women from Gonzaga will be in the Rose City of Portland at 6 o'clock tonight on ESPN+. Just a couple of high school basketball scores to pass along to you. In girls high school basketball last night, Lake Roosevelt beat Waterville Mansfield 56-47. Liberty Bell over Bridgeport 73-32. Boys high school basketball last night, Pateras over Thorpe 67-34. Liberty Bell over Bridgeport 75-51. And it was a tight one, but the Wenatchee Lady Bowlers defeated their home turf. They defeated West Valley in bowling. The final there was 3-2. And just a little something to remind you of if you want to watch the national championship game between the Huskies and the Wolverines on Monday afternoon. They're doing a free broadcast of it at the Liberty Cinemas. Doesn't cost you a dime because they legally can't charge, just in case you want to have it in a big party. Yeah, those are just some of the games that people are playing on this 4th day of January. If you live in Myanmar, it's your Independence Day in Myanmar. Myanmar is not a country that is known for giving its citizens a great deal of independence. It's World Braille Day. We'll get to that in just a little bit. It's National Trivia Day. But today we celebrate spaghetti all covered with, it's National Spaghetti Day. Of course, spaghetti, well, noodles anyway, goes as far back as history itself does, somewhere in Asia, somewhere in like the 1st century. Eventually, when Italy was taken over by outside countries, they brought noodles with them, and then the Italians took spaghetti and took it to a whole another level. In this country, it was, not surprisingly, the Italian immigrants during the 18th and 19th century. When they made it over here on the big boats, they brought spaghetti with them, and we have added our own little touches to it. Two very unique American additions to the traditional spaghetti dish is tomato sauce, that was us, and meatballs. So we're meatballs and sauce. And as Mike McDonald would tell you, it's not sauce, it's gravy. He's very funny about that. The most popular spaghetti topping, no surprise here, Parmesan cheese. I always do the fresh Parmesan when I possibly can. The average American eats about 15.5 pounds of pasta a year. The average American, about 15.5 pounds of pasta every year. The average Italian eats 55 pounds of pasta a year. They eat it almost every day, but they eat it in much smaller proportions than we do. We have a tendency to overdo it. And in case you're curious, the classic folk song On Top of Spaghetti was recorded in 1962. It is a regular on my turntable. Happy National Spaghetti Day today. And again, it's gravy, not sauce. Last thing I need to do is get in trouble with McNaughty. All right, 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, it's another state anniversary. We've been doing a lot of those. Now check this flag out. Take a look at it. You know what state flag that is? Because it's not official yet. They passed the law in November. It will become the state flag in March of this year, in just a few more weeks, of, anybody? The Beehive State? Utah. That will be Utah's new flag, replacing their old flag, which was just like every other flag. They just took this, that's the old flag that's going to go away. They just took their state seal and slapped it up on a piece of fabric and called it good. So good for Utah. You got to rethink your state flags every once in a while. Some state flags are spectacular. The Arizona state flag is phenomenal. Best one of all 50 states. The Alaska state flag is pretty cool. A few others as well. But just taking your state seal and throwing it up on a piece of fabric and calling it a flag is the lazy man's way of doing it. So just a heads up, states, we can do better than that. Part of the deal to be put into the union, they required, the United States Congress required that Utah outlaw polygamy before they could be allowed into the union on this date in 1896. It was legal. They said, no, we can't have that. Utah said, okay. About 60% of all the residents in Utah, of course, belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormon Church. Utah is the only state where the majority of residents belong to just one single church. Of course, it's headquartered in Salt Lake City. Utah is the only state where every county in the state has at least a small portion of a national forest. Basically, Utah has 2 population centers, and then that's about it. So I probably didn't know that. When Jim Bridger became the first English-speaking person to make it to the Great Salt Lake in 1825, he thought he had discovered the Pacific Ocean because it was salty, and it was this huge body of water. He thought he had made it all the way to the West Coast. Well, he didn't. It was the Great Salt Lake, which is 9 times saltier than the Pacific Ocean. That is a lot. The people of Utah are the most charitable people in the country. Residents of Utah, #1 in volunteer rates among its citizens, #1 in donated income, #1 in median contributions to charity. I'm not surprised about that. And Utah and Hawaii are the only 2 states in the union where all forms of gambling is illegal. Happy 128th birthday to Utah, and enjoy your new state flag. We talked about this the day after Christmas, but it was made official on January 4th, 1920, 104 years ago today. The secret deal between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees to sell Babe Ruth from the Red Sox to the Yankees was actually announced $125,000, twice as much as what any payer was paid previously. It's just ridiculous. It was just crazy. Of course, the owner of the Red Sox, Harry Frazee, needed the money. He got $350,000 loan from the Yankees. He had to put up Fenway Park as collateral. So he sold Babe Ruth to the Yankees for $125,000, and the Yankees loaned him an additional $350,000 so he could keep his team afloat. And the curse of the Bambino begins. 49 years ago today, the final score of the game didn't really mean much. The Seattle Supersonics defeat the New Orleans Jazz in Seattle. The final was 111-89. You know, no big deal, right? 111-89, the final. The amazing thing about this is that the New Orleans Jazz in the first half, now remember, this is the shot clock. The first half, they scored 20 points, the all-time NBA record for least amount of points scored in a half. They scored 20 points in the first half. That was it. Needless to say, Seattle rolled up a big lead and went to win from there. January 4th, 2000, the people in New York probably still wondering what the hell happened. Football history changed one day after accepting the head coaching job of the New York Jets. Bill Belichick quits and becomes the head coach of the New England Patriots. What could have been for the Jets fans. We all know what happened after that. That was 24 years ago today. And finally, 54 years ago today, here's a photo. Paul and Linda McCartney, George Harrison, and George Martin in the studios, January 4th, 1970. They had completed, the album Let It Be was done, the movie was all but done. And in the movie, there's the song I, Me, Mine, featuring John and Yoko waltzing to a George Harrison song. But the song was a throwaway. George hadn't actually finished it. But they said, we're putting this song, I, Me, Mine, in the movie, so I think we probably should put it on the album. And so George and Ringo and Paul reconvened in the studio to finish up the song I, Me, Mine, and they also added the new guitar solo to Let It Be. It would be the last time, of course, John Lennon wasn't there, but it was the last real official Beatles recording session with Paul, George, and Ringo. John had already left the group by then, so if there's an official last session, I guess really that's it. And finally, we got some birthdays for you. The most influential and well-known scientist ever, #1 on the hit parade, Sir Isaac Newton. Born in the state in 1643, died in 1727 at the age of 84. You name it, he figured it out. Way ahead of everybody else. His accomplishments are so out there I can't even begin to start. Sir Isaac Newton, born in the state in 1643, the scientist, I think. I think we can safely say that. Louis Braille, when he was 3 years old, he was working in his father's harness making shop, and he got in the eye. He was 3, he went blind, an infection set in, and it went over to his other eye, and he was totally blind by the time he was about 5 years old, and Louis Braille came up with the Braille system, which is still widely used today. A lot of people who have eyesight difficulties, who are visually impaired, they love books on tape and things like that, but a lot of them still use Braille as their primary reading source because you can read at your own pace. Louis Braille, the French educator who invented Braille, born in the state in 1809. Don Shula. Don Shula died about 3.5 years ago at the age of 90, born in the state in 1930. The winningest coach in NFL history, 347 victories, 33 years as a head coach. This is a remarkable record. 33 years as a head football coach in the NFL. He only had 2 losing seasons, and he coached in 6 Super Bowls. Don Shula, born in the state in 1930. The last surviving person who was in the presidential limousine on November 22nd, 1963 in Dallas, Texas, Clint Hill. Clint Hill wasn't in the limousine until after President Kennedy was fatally shot in the head. He was the Secret Service agent who was able to jump up on the back of the limo and get in there as it sped off to Parkland Memorial Hospital. The other 6 people who were in the limousine at the time of the shooting have all passed away. Clint Hill is 92 years old today. There are only 2 authors whose books I have read, every one of them. One of them is John Steinbeck, and the other is Doris Kearns Goodwin, the great historian, who is 80 years old today. Her biographies are all good. LBJ, the Kennedys, No Ordinary Time, Abraham Lincoln, team of rivals, they're all good. Doris Kearns Goodwin is 80, and Michael Stipe, the lead singer of REM, which isn't around anymore, but he is. He's 63 years old today. Special thanks to our friends at Alpine Air. They are platinum sponsors here of the NCW Life Channel, not only this program, but all of our programming. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Still to come, a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti. He's got something on his mind. Dory Foster will be my guest, the CEO of the Wenatchee Valley YMCA. Their capital campaign continues. She has a couple of quick updates on that. You're going to want to stick around for my conversation with Dory. But next up, Issa the dog needs a home. It's Pause for Pets.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager here. And this beautiful girl is Issa. Good girl, Issa. Yes. Issa has been with us for, I want to say about 6 weeks now. And she needs a home. She's about a year old, and she came to us as an owner surrender, again, because of landlord issues, which seem to be a bit of a problem here in Wenatchee. But she is just delightful. Since she's still so young, she would benefit from somebody with a little understanding of training, maybe. Maybe a single dog home, or if you do have a dog, somebody who could guide her a little more. Yes, good girl. Yes, she's so smart. She knows how to shake and how to sit. She's one of the fastest sitters we have. She's a girl with big feelings, but she has gotten our hearts. She's a wonderful girl. Yes, you are. And she's so pretty. We think that she is part terrier, maybe a little bit of pit in there. She's got really adorable ears and spots. She's just a great girl. She just wants to be with a family, and we want her to have one too. We don't know how she is with cats because her last family didn't have any. But we think, we think she might just be great as your only child. Yes, you're a beautiful girl. Yes, you are. Yes. If you'd like to come and meet Issa, we are open Thursday through Tuesday, 11 till 6, and we would love you to come meet her.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
In today's environment, risk management assessment is a crucial process for your business. Risk assessment will identify, evaluate, and mitigate hazards. Don't let risk impact your business income, reputation, operations, and your overall success. We can give you peace of mind by transferring your business risks to the insurance providers. Call Stacy at August Edge Insurance today to schedule a risk management assessment for your business.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, listening to a recent school board candidate, guy who was running for school board, I found it interesting that when asked by Jefferson Robbins what he first wanted to do if elected to the Wenatchee School Board, he said he wanted to institute a dress code. His reasoning was because if the girls dress provocatively, they will distract the boys and therefore interfere with their learning. Well, shades of the Taliban, doggone it. First of all, we males are responsible for our thoughts and our behaviors, and the concept of blaming women for our shortcomings in the sexual area or otherwise by saying, well, she tempted me, is total BS. When will we men stop blaming women for our behavior and holding them at fault because we choose not to control ourselves? Gosh, man, I thank God that that person lost. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Let Merry Maid's custom cleaning experts help you clean up your to-do list. Between work, kids, and pets, it's hard to find time to keep up. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee help. Merry Maids cleaning experts can help keep your home or business fresh, neat, and exactly how you'd clean it, if only you had the time. Call now for a free estimate, 509-663-1710. Serving Chelan and Douglas counties, Merry Maids, let us help.
Happy fall, Wenatchee Valley. Collins Fashions has your fall fashion necessities. Cozy sweaters, jackets, vests, and coats. Jeans and skinny, slim, regular, and boot cut from Jag, cut, French dressing, and Liverpool. Sparkly blazers and tops for holiday special occasions. Comfy PJ salvage and tribal. Sleepwear and robes make great gifts. Brighton has designed gorgeous olive and chili pepper handbags. New Apple Watch bands are in and will not last long. Come see us at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units. About once a quarter, every few months, whenever she wants to come by and pay me a visit, Dory Foster, the CEO of the Wenatchee Valley YMCA, will drop by for a visit. Of course, they're right in the middle of their big capital campaign, building what matters. You need to be a part of that. We'll get into those details in just a little bit. But she's been holding out on me. She got a hold of me right before the holidays, said, we have an announcement. I said, we can either tape it in advance, quarantine it until you're ready to say it, and then we'll just roll the interview. She goes, nah, let's just wait till after the holidays. So I have been on pins and needles, Dory. So what have you been hiding under your hat that you can now tell the rest of our viewing audience about?
Yeah, so we have been working hard. You know, the YMCA is all about partnerships, and our biggest partnerships have always been the school districts. With our new facility, the new aquatic center will allow us to do something that we have not been able to do before, or at least for a very, very, very long time, which is every kid swims. It's our partnership to prevent youth drownings in our valley, and that is in partnership with the school districts. So we're working out logistics of what it could look like in 2026 when we open our new facility. But basically it's an elementary swimming program, elementary grade swimming program, and the kids will come to our Y, and effectively, with both school districts, we could reach every child in this valley to prevent youth drowning.
That is, every kid should learn how to swim. It's as simple as that. I mean, I learned early because, you know, if you didn't learn, you couldn't go out to the pool. And that was all about. I remember back in junior high school, Wenatchee High School, of course, has an indoor swimming pool on their campus. They used to bus us there, and we would do swimming lessons.
Right.
But we just have the 2 indoor pools. Your aquatic center on the east side and the Wenatchee High School pool on their campus. That's not enough to get people swimming year-round, is it?
No, and it's, I think we're missing the gap. So there's such a strong 88%, well, statistics show that with formal swim lessons, you can reduce drownings by 88%. But there's a window of opportunity in the elementary grades. First of all, it's the #1 cause of death for children under the age of 4, drowning. And the second leading cause of death from 4 to 17, I believe it is. So how do we change that? How do we change that dynamic? So we're hoping the parents will have more opportunities with our newer pool, but more importantly, if we can get every kid, whether it's 3rd grade or 4th grade or even 5th grade, to make sure they have an opportunity to advance their swimming skills, we can effectively mitigate or reduce, and wouldn't that be cool to eliminate youth drownings in our valley?
That's a worthwhile goal. It's a very, very worthwhile goal. And the experts, and I've had a couple of them on this very show, say it's never too early to teach a kid to swim.
No.
First of all, you want to take the fear factor out.
Yes.
But I mean, as soon as the kid is generally aware of its surroundings, say 8 or 9 months, get them in a pool.
Oh yeah.
At least get them past that part.
Yeah, and here's where the trickle effect is. Well, first of all, if they are respectful of the water, that's where we enter them, right? But you have the dynamic of no fear to all the fear in the world, right? So our trained staff, first of all, we have the only certified swim instructors in the valley. That is our promise to the national-wide as they certified as a YMCA, but it's also our promise to our valley that we are taking the developmental levels of each individual child, bringing them into focus when we're teaching them how to swim. It's not a lifeguard that is making assumptions on the child. This is a formal instructional certification that our instructors go through. Secondly, if we can make sure that even if the parents don't come in for a swim lesson, and we're closing that gap with the school districts, we can hopefully help to mitigate the youth drownings. You know, boating accidents are the #1 cause of drownings. Well, if there's no life preservers on children, so it's awareness to the parents as well. The other side of the announcement that we want to make is to help get us there is we also have a match on the table until February 14th. Cordell and Neer and Company have graciously given us a $160,000 match opportunity.
Whoa.
So get your checkbooks out and help us.
Those
right?
guys, well, they've always been heavily involved in the community.
Yes.
They're soft touches. They really are. But that's a super soft touch there. Way to go.
Yes.
160.
Yeah, 160.
That's matching fund. So you got to get the other 160 in your own.
I've got to raise 160 before February 14th, and we'll get their match and get that secured. So that could be upwards of $320,000 towards all the opportunities that the new YMCA will provide.
So you'll have the new aquatic center, you'll have the indoor pool, and so the school districts is kind of like what I talked about when I was in school, and they bust you. You work out some sort of program with the school district, say, you know, all the 3rd graders for 2 weeks. We're going to bus you down to the Y, and we're going to teach you how to swim.
Yep, it's either that or it becomes an after-school opportunity, you know, through certain seasons. Logistics will have to be worked out because each district is a little bit different, but we're hoping that much like many of the other Ys, we had it in all the other Ys that I had, the 4th grade Learn to Swim program is an effective way to reduce drownings and for parents to feel more comfortable, because if it's a generational loss of understanding or the risk of the water and that fear carries over to the child, then it's not a healthy fear. And that could be detrimental to a family. So we want to make sure we close all those gaps.
Yeah, the odds are if mom and dad don't swim, they're not going to teach the kid to swim.
Right.
And I can't tell you, you know, from that standpoint, the relief one has as an adult to know I have a kid who's 12 years old and the kid can swim.
True.
So I feel just fine taking him to the city pool, or yes, you can go over to Jerry's house because they have a pool and you can go swimming because you know the kid can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so again, we have a great swim. We provide over 900 swim lessons a year, and that's in our very small pool. That's the size of a backyard pool. Yeah. We're hoping to triple those numbers, if not even more, quadruple those numbers with our new aquatic center.
And I'm assuming an aggressive outreach to the Latin community, because that's a big
100%.
That's a big talk about that real quick, because
yes.
that's a demographic that just doesn't learn how to swim.
Right. Well, and again, it could be for many generational reasons. However, that starts with trust. And we have done an enormous amount of work in the last 10 years, well before I started, to help increase that trust, and we're seeing that in the pool. And we have witnessed to that in the pool. And the great thing is that joy of learning, that recreation, will now carry over. So. Yes, that could be a systemic change, not only culturally, but just minutely in that family. So yeah, we're excited.
I've taught I had a pool, I don't anymore, but I did. I've taught any number of kids how to swim. And there's that certain release of endorphins when the kid realizes, I don't have to work real hard to stay afloat.
Right.
Turns out that's pretty much the key. And once that kid has that epiphany, it's like, they get it.
Well, and think of the accomplishment that they feel, right? That sense of self-esteem and awareness, and now fun that they'll be able to have in that water environment. So,
how are we doing on the Building What Matters campaign? I got the page up right here. 11,625,440 raised to date. That will probably change by the end of the day today.
Yes.
So we're getting there. We've got work to do, but we're getting there.
We're getting there. We have work to do. We are, of course, part of that funding equation is getting state and federal government dollars, as well as selling our current facility. So all of that will start to take place. We did sign the purchase and sale agreement with the PUD. We'll be closing on the property before the end of March. Start digging in April with all the demo and start building. And we're still on track to have our new Y by fall 2025.
It should be pointed out, City of Wenatchee has donated, City of East Wenatchee has donated, Chelan Douglas Regional Port Authority. They've all wrote you checks and they cleared the bank. They're on board. And the PUD has been really good to work with.
Yes.
They could have put up roadblocks and they didn't.
They didn't. They actually took some down for us and made it a viable option for us to be successful back there, as an anchor business.
So this is a very good news that we're getting there, and we're going to be breaking ground in the spring. This is really good. Timetable is still going to take a couple of years, though, to build this thing, right?
Yes, yeah, about 18 months of construction, all said and done.
So at what point do you start entertaining offers for your existing campus? And it's not just the big old building, it's the buildings next to it, I suppose the parking lot. I don't know who owns the parking lot. Do you guys own the parking lot?
We do,
okay, so that's a nice sizable chunk of property right in the heart of downtown. When does that process begin?
Yeah, well, we're going to start some preliminary conversations with the city and the counties to see if there's any ancillary use first before we put it on the market. I think that would be respectful to the process. And then if we can't explore or we don't find an opportunity that the current Y will meet the need for them, then we'll go out to the market probably the end of January, early February.
Okay. Cool. Anything else on your mind, Dory, while we have you? This is a rare treat, so I like this.
No, I'm just excited about the Every Kid Swims opportunity.
That is really cool.
And closing in on that with the school districts and making it more concrete so we can make that promise and our commitment to our valley. And then, of course, that $160,000 match we have at the table.
That's incredible. Yeah. One last question for Dory Foster. She's a busy woman. I've mentioned this on this show a bunch of times. The sign of a healthy, vibrant, thriving community, you get three things. You look at parks. You know, if you're a newcomer, what does the parks look like? Are they well maintained? A good, strong public library system. And the Y, because the Y is a part of that. Having a good, solid YMCA organization, as we've had for all those years, is an integral part of the glue that holds all this together, isn't it?
Correct, yeah. And more importantly, it's not just the facility, although our new facility will do that, but it's our programs and services that we provide. So, you know, we talked about our child care. Our child care is in partnership with 3 school districts and 7 locations, serving 450 kids a day. Those working families need us, right? So it's the services that the Y provides that strengthens the community.
And when she talks about the child care, they have more than one campus. Most people think of the downtown campus because you see the bus come and go dropping the kids off after school. You know, mom and dad are working and the kids, you know, they need some supervision and some creative and fun time and learning environment. But you also have campuses in other locations.
Yes.
In your footprint. So
yeah, again, 7 locations in 3 school districts. So we couldn't do that without that partnership. And we certainly understanding the need, the employment need in our community. Not every parent can be a teacher, and not every person can get out of work when school releases. So We are mostly proud of our child care, be able to serve all of those individual families. And because it's state funded, the state helps subsidize those families that couldn't afford it otherwise.
So go to Wenatchee, WenYMCA.org. You'll see the Building What Matters campaign. Whip out your checkbook, folks. Let's help her along the way. You make it as easy as possible to give Dory money, and that's the way we like it. And I saw the list of folks who've made donations,
yes,
from some of the bigger ones to even just $10 is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And these names will jump out at you.
Yes.
Names and businesses and organizations that have donated to this thing, and they go, well, if this guy can do it, I can do it.
Well, it's a legacy,
yeah,
right? At the end of the day, this is a generational decision that we've made, and it's a legacy that we can all leave the next generations.
And hopefully the new Y, when it opens in a couple of years, they won't need to build a new one 100 years later. I think we're going to be okay. Dory, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Anytime
Thanks.
you want to come by, let me know.
I appreciate it.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Digital Media Arts program, we learn about video production gear and editing by the combination of class projects and nonprofit work and employment.
It makes things happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty magical.
We work in the industry at the Wenatchee Round, NCW Life Channel, and the Town Toyota Center events. Every day we work with industry standard equipment for a hands-on learning experience.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
A misty, rainy, kind of gray Thursday morning. We're still at that 36-degree mark, which is pretty mild, and we are in for, finally, some changes. There are 3 systems out there, each system gradually stronger than the one that will precede it. The first system, as we throw the slide up, is actually going on right now as we speak. This is the mildest system. It will recur through today, and then the next system, with a better chance of snow, begins basically Friday afternoon into Sunday morning. And then we have quite a bit of sunshine. Sunday's going to be very quiet. And then Sunday night all the way through Tuesday, that is the coolest and potentially the wettest of the 3 systems. So it looks like winter is finally coming to a location near you. And the mountain passes, the upper elevations, will be getting a significant amount of snow. They're going to have hit and miss snow really for the next couple of days. But when we get into this pattern towards the end of the weekend, it's going to get really heavy. This is your snow from tonight into about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. As you can see, Stevens and Snoqualmie will be getting quite a bit of snow, as will the Idaho Panhandle. Not quite as much snow on Blewett Pass, but if you live in the upper elevations, say 3,300 feet and above, you get ready for some white stuff, especially by the time you get to the end of the weekend. But this is just for the immediate future. 38 with some rain and some clouds all day today. That is well above normal. Snow level will be about 3,300 feet today. Mostly cloudy tonight, but dry. 32 for the overnight low. Friday, a few sun breaks between patterns, between systems. High of about 40. System number 2 comes in Friday night. Slight chance of some snow in the valley on Saturday. It won't stick around. As you can see, we're going to get up to about 39 on Saturday. And then system 3 rolls in Sunday night with a better chance of snow here. And that is it for us. Have a great Thursday. Good to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
And today my friends and I are traveling around the world to find some amazing winter sports training. We'll travel to Park City and take a ride in the Comet.
Yeah, I don't see any seatbelts in here.
Before suiting up for some speed skating.
I'm turning in weird directions.
Then we'll zip line and snowmobile our way to victory.
This is so much fun!
Then we'll explore an Olympic venue in Innsbruck.
All right, we have 60 seconds till we get to the top, and then we get to see the most amazing view in Innsbruck.
The exotic city of Dubai, and the amazing city of Yerevan, Armenia.
This whole place was built by the Soviets to train their athletes for the 1988 Winter Olympics.
Grab your coat and all your sports gear, because in this world of winter sports, you're going to need it.
Okay, you ready? Pretzel. It's pretzel time.
What's pretzel mean?
Pretzel time.